the go live button. And we live, baby. Ooh, we live tonight. Mm-hmm. And you know what time it is? It's been this way for the past, what now? 20 weeks now? 20 weeks, my God. When you really think about the fact that I've been doing 20, I've done a picks stream every week for 20 weeks. Well, 19, because that 1 week where I didn't stream because I had no internet because I think something blew out, like a wire blew or something around where I live, so had no internet for like a week. And of course, I missed the Donovan Mitchell trade. That still kills me. I would have gotten so lit if I had streamed that trade happening. But of course, it is what it is. All right, but yeah, it's time for divisional round picks. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty. And play if we only got championship, we got divisional, championship, and the Super Bowl left. My goodness, man. We really got just what, three rounds left? You're Jacob. I hope Mitchell plays Friday. You know what, D Hop? Jacob, what do you think? Do I want D Hop? You mean, do I want one of the best receivers in the NFL to pair along with a quarterback who he's played with before? What do you think, buddy? Of course I want him. Wouldn't want D Hop on their team. This part is he decides where he ends up. People might not understand here and there. My team's trash, so I don't really pay attention to them right now because they're unbearable to watch. But I do pay attention to them. If you follow me on Twitter, you see like guys submit a player will submit like a no trade list to his team or his agent, and yeah, that's essentially what D Hop can do. That's the power he has. He can go out and say, I want to go to this team, or this team. You really think he wouldn't want to come to play with Deshaun Watson? Now, monetarily, it might not happen. Unfortunately, on monetary, this might not happen because I don't know if we're going to be able to get it done. But if money wasn't a thing, D Hop would be he'd already be a Brown, in his mind. I mean, for all we know, because we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, for all we know, he's already hitting up freaking Deshaun, being like, "Hey, yo, what's the vibe over there in Cleveland, huh? What's the vibe?" I swear, if we somehow pull off a D Hop, although I'd say Brandon Cooks is probably the most realistic trade target. I don't think he'd be too expensive. At least in my opinion, he wouldn't be. Besides, I think D Hop wants a new contract. We got bigger things to worry about than receiving core right now. Not like I'm not saying we're not gonna, we're gonna neglect it, but we need D tackles and stuff. So, anyways, we got the divisional round games this weekend, and the way I see it, I'm probably gonna do either three or all of them. I'm not really sure about the Niner game yet. Part of me wants to do the game, but out of respect for a certain content creator who we all know, you know, the Sus God himself. If you don't know who that is, it's Roach Entertainment, the king of Sus. Out of respect for him, I might let him and Sports Fury call that game, and then if they advance to the championship round, I'll do the Niners then. I don't know. I might do that game. Depends on how I'm feeling. That's still kind of an iffy situation, but I'm doing the other three without a doubt. I'm telling you, there could be some fireworks in some of these games. Especially that Giants Philly game. Ooh, baby. Whoo-wee, man. The animosity between the fan bases has me intrigued. It really does. Cincy Buffalo is going to be fun because that's the matchup that low key should have happened last year in the championship game. But 13 seconds happen. You know, the freaking Chiefs go down in 13 seconds and tie the game and then win it or whatever. And then the Bengals eliminated the Chiefs again. But anyways, let's get on with the picks. These are not for Stephen Rose or Steel Sermon's tournaments. These are just my own picks. I'm sure Stephen Rose will be popping in the comment section or in my comments on one of my videos asking for the picks for this week if I even advanced. I don't know how I did. Oh well. But anyways, Saturday at 4:30 p.m. on NBC, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs. Should be a doozy, I think. I mean, don't sleep on Jacksonville. They could definitely hang with the best, but man, they're facing off against Pat Mahomes. The betting line for Bovada has the Chiefs as 8.5 point favorite. I think if you're the Jaguars, you just got to keep Mahomes and that offense off the field. You know, Doug Peterson, he's going to have a good game plan for the Chiefs. Keep them off balance on defense and put pressure on Mahomes. Josh Allen, Trevon Walker, all those other guys, they got to be going after Mahomes. And if you're Tyson Campbell and all those guys in the secondary, try to stay on your man. You know, got to execute your game plan perfectly, and I think you have a chance. But unfortunately, guys, I like the Jags. They're a good team, good squad, you know, good story to follow. I just don't see them beating Kansas City in Kansas City. Should be a fun game, though. I mean, they took down the Chargers. I mean, that's the Chargers, though. Chargers, by the way, got rid of Joe Lombardi, their OC. So congrats, Jags. You made the Chargers fire not their coach, but their OC. And a couple other coaches, too. So good job. And we'll see what happens with Bieniemy. I know he's, again, had a couple, I think he's had one coaching interview so far this cycle with the Colts of all teams. That's interesting. We'll see where he ends up, if he ends up anywhere. Probably won't. But I'm going to go with Kansas City to win. I think they win by maybe 2 touchdowns, maybe 2 touchdowns and a field goal at the end, just to really seal it. I just think Kansas City is too damn good with the guys that they have. I mean, they lost Tyreek Hill and they're right back where they were last year. People actually thought they were going to drop off. I'm one of those people. I'll admit, I was one of those people that thought they were going to drop off a little bit. No, if anything, this just helped Mahomes become more of a, you know, even disperser of the ball, whatever the heck. You know, he isn't just forcing it to Tyreek Hill all the time, but instead he's getting it to all those other weapons, making them even more dangerous because you don't know where that ball is going. In critical situations, you don't know where the ball is going. I mean, we do know Kelsey is probably going to be involved, but other than Kelsey, I mean, you got all kinds of weapons over there. Even Kadarius Toney's over there, killing it low key. Yeah, I'm gonna go Kansas City. I think they win by about 2 touchdowns. And then, of course, to wrap up Saturday night, we got the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Part 3. Another one of those rivalry games. Gotta love the rivalry games because there's always so much animosity between the fan bases. And what's up, Derp? Derpy? Yeah, speaking of derps, the Giants. It's just crazy to me how we're guaranteed to have an NFC East representative in the championship game. It's just, will it be the Giants or the Eagles? You know, personally, see the Giants do it just to see what their fans say. You know, dream matchup in the NFC Championship, which you'll find out is pretty crazy. I'm not going to give them, this isn't my pick, but if we somehow got Giants and Cowboys or Eagles Cowboys, well, either one would be lit. Giants and Niners in the NFC title game, just like old times. Oh boy. In fact, let me see if I can look up their postseason history. I know I haven't done the postseason history thing. I did that last year. Do it this year. Why not? Because I got time. especially now. So let's look up. That took up a lot of time. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Trying to think of who I should do first. I might as well do the Jaguars. Let's do the Jags. I completely forgot about the whole postseason history thing. That this year, last round especially, probably because it took forever last time I did it. But anyways, Jacksonville forever. That's the problem. I'm trying to get these picks done as quickly as possible. The Jags are 8-7 in the postseason overall. So in the wild card round, they're 3-2 in the divisional, and of course 0-3 in the conference title game. They'd have to get through the Chiefs to do it this year, though. And then speaking, let's look up their playoff history. This doesn't take too long. I guess I could do the eliminated teams' history. 2 Super Bowls, 4 appearances, 3 championships. It's impressive. 17 and that's actually insane. They're 17-21 in the playoffs. You'd think that they would have a much better record, especially with Mahomes. 4-8 in the wild card round. There was like that awkward era where they had like what Trent Green, I think it was. He was alright. And then they had the era of Alex Smith. Yeah, very interesting, time before Alex Smith. Like literally before Mahomes showed up, actually before 2015, they had lost every playoff game between 1994, 95, 97. They didn't make it for a couple years. 03 lost in the first round. One and done in 2006, one and done in 2010, and famously one and done in 2013. I believe that is when they choked the lead, right? I'm pretty sure that's when they choked the lead. I remember hearing about them choking the lead one of those years. I think it was that year because they faced the Colts in Indy. They choked. Epic. Then, 2015, they beat Houston. That was, I believe, the year where they beat them 30-0. Ugh. In fact, they played Houston again in 2019. I think that was the year. Yeah, they won 51-31 when they were down 24-0, I think, at one point. They were getting their butts handed to them. And I streamed that game too. I was shocked. I was like, ain't no way they're doing this. And then they woke up. And then there's a video of a guy who walked out of the stadium when they were losing. And I'm pretty sure he still feels kind of like the reason why they came back, Loki. Because he left and they came back. He probably hasn't been to a game since. That's tough. Yeah, they've had pretty good history as of late. But yeah, they're 4-3 in the conference title game, 2-2 in Super Bowls, and we'll see how they do this year with the Jaguars coming to town. Now, moving on, we got again the Eagles and the Giants. We're going to start off with the Giants. I'll go over the eliminated teams in a minute. Bills went in a shootout. You think? We'll see. All right, Giants playoff history. So they are 25-25 in the playoffs, 500 record. Again, that win over the Vikings got them over at 500 for their playoff history overall. 4 bowls. They're in 5 appearances. They've won 4 straight. The one they lost, defeated in conference championships. They're undefeated, especially if they, because that used to be a rivalry, man. I mean, I wish I could look and see how many times they faced each team. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I wish I could see that. Like a record against each team. I mean, they've always had wars against the Niners. Recently, they played the Niners. I'm looking ahead, but they played in the conference title game. 2011. They won 20-17. So I'm sure the Niners. But again, their adversary for tonight, this weekend, the Eagles. Philly Eagles. Bills look like shit. Jags playing the Chiefs. Nah, they don't look like garbage, but damn, they gave Super Bowl, and they are 3-1 in pre 1966 championship games. Point underdogs, which you can imagine. Number one seeded Eagles coming off a bye. Jalen Hurts only played one game in the last like 4 or so weeks. He's actually off the injury report, so he's feeling good. I think this would be a slobber knocker, but man, watching that Giants Vikings game, ooh wee, man, the Vikings were just almost dog walking them almost every time down the floor. You can't do that against the Eagles. The Eagles would have you down by 3 touchdowns within the flick of a wrist. That team is damn good. They're trying to win bowl number 2. They have a legit chance to do it too. That team is just like the 2017 team. Those vibes are immaculate over there in Philly. And yeah, Jalen Hurts is looking like he's him right now. But the Giants aren't going to back down as you'd expect. I'm going to go Philadelphia to take down the Giants. Sorry it took so long between picks. I just remembered I never did my playoff history of each team. But yeah, Eagles and Giants, that should be a barn burner. I cannot wait to stream that game. Should be a fun game. I would not be shocked if this is the game that goes to overtime and we get to showcase the new rule where if you score, I think it's regardless. Well, obviously, if you score a field goal, the other team gets a chance. But if you score a touchdown, the other team has a chance to respond. Has a touchdown though, because obviously a field goal won't do. You know, what if like NFL just got rid of like the golden points, or like the golden touchdown? Like if you score like in football and soccer in the World Cup, there's no golden goal. So in overtime or extra time, you have 30 minutes. If you score in the first 2 minutes of extra time, you got to go the next 28 minutes without allowing a goal. There's no golden goal. Imagine they did that in the NFL. That's tough. And then you would just keep going. Obviously, for postseason, it would work because that rule only applies in the postseason. Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles. You know, but yeah, sorry it took so long. I'm gonna go Birds. Bird gang. Yep, give me the Eagles to take the dub, and they're gonna move on to the NFC title game, where, as I just mentioned, they've been pretty good. They're 3-4 in conference title games. They would have a chance to get the 500 in conference title games. That'd be crazy. But moving on to Sunday games, starting us off early in the day, we get the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh boy, the rematch of the game that happened a couple weeks ago. It got canceled because of a health scare from Damar Hamlin, who is, thank God, he's thankfully he's doing much better. Like he's actually talking and, functioning. I think he's still on oxygen. He still needs, doctors to be with him or whatever. Still needs to be watched by doctors, but he's good. He can move around, talk, function as a human. He's not, bedridden or anything. So that's good. But 3 p.m. on Sunday, Bengals and Bills. The Bills are 5-point favorites. Of course, we already know about the Bills' postseason history. They have a very well documented Super Bowl curse, seemingly. They lost all 4 appearances to the NFC East teams, mind you. Yeah, how about that, huh? And they were 4 straight, too. Redskins, Cowboys, Giants. Wait. Giants by 1 point. They got spanked by the Redskins, crushed by the Cowboys twice in a row. Ooh, that's tragic. This is, of course, the wild card divisional. That was like then they made it in 1995. Gotten out of the wild card until 2020. That's crazy. Buffalo made the playoffs 90, 98, 99, and 2017 and 19. Even in the 90s, they hadn't made it out of the wild card until 2020. That's crazy though. You look at the teams they faced. in the wild card round: Jags, Dolphins, Titans, Jags, Texans. So if you really think about it, technically the old version being the Titans and the rebirth of the Oilers or the Texans. Pretty interesting fact if you really think about it. Yeah, the Bills are trying to notch a one in that Super Bowl column, and they have a legit chance to do it this year. Wild card round 6-5, divisional round 6-7, conference championship they're 4-3, and Super Bowl they are 0-4. Of course, they're 2-0 in pre-66 championships with two. Yeah, 2-0. And their opponent also is notoriously goose egged in the Super Bowl department. They haven't lost four straight, but they're 0-3. So someone's gonna get close, right? The Bengals are 11. Yeah, they're 3-8 in the wild card, 3-4 in divisional, 3-0 in conference championships, and they're 0-3 in the Super Bowl win. At least that's what this is saying. As you know, they're hunting for that rematch with the Chiefs again. Is this going to be just like Steelers Pats of the early 2000s? It seems like those teams faced off every freaking time in the conference championship. Is this what it's going to turn into? God, I hope not. I hope not. But when it comes down to this game, I think again it'll be one of those drag out brawls. It'll be the game probably end like in the 40s, in terms of score. Probably like, but Bills are 5-point favorites at home. I know that Bills crowd is going to be raucous. And just because I'm a low key, hater, low key, I'm not going to pick the damn Bengals. I wanted the Ravens to win, damn it. Low key knew they weren't going to win. I just wanted to pick them to maybe get lucky. But I'm going to go Bills. Yeah, I'm going to go Buffalo. That home crowd's going to give them that extra juice needed. And I think Buffalo is going to get to that conference title game and they're going to look for revenge against the Chiefs. And mind you, too, revenge against the Jags for what happened a couple years ago in Jacksonville when they had Tyrod. Remember that? Their first playoff game since '99 was against the Jaguars and they lost. Imagine they get revenge on them. But I think it'll be Chiefs and Bills rematch from a couple years ago. So that'd be a fun matchup. You already know for sure. But yeah, give me the Bills to squeak one out against the Bengals. I can't wait to stream that game. And then, of course, for the nightcap, we get them boys against the Niners in San Francisco / Santa Clara. And when I look at these two teams' playoff history, oh my God, talk about decorated. 11, no, 10 Super Bowls between them. 10 bowls between these two. 10. That's two hands worth. It's crazy. You know what's even crazier? They could have had more. The Cowboys could have had more. Yeah. 36-29 all time in the playoffs. 65 playoff games in their history. But they're a long and storied franchise. Very historic. Very good franchise. Sound like Donald Trump. Well, we know how he always did that when he was doing his speeches. Oh, the divisional round. 8-8 in the Super Bowl since the 90s when they had that God team that they always talk about. 1995, they beat the Steelers. That was the last time they were able to hold up that Lombardi trophy. That was then after that, they've been kind of up and down in the playoffs. A couple one and dones. They got their first road win in the playoffs in 30 years since 1993. In that year, they who did they beat? Oh no, 92, I guess. 92, 93, yeah. No. No, it was in San Fran, ironically. Who they faced this week. Yeah. The 92-93 season. Wow. And then of course, they faced them again in 94. Literally faced the Niners 3 straight years in the playoffs. Beat them in 92 on the way to the bowl, where they beat the crap out of the Bills. The next year, beat the Niners again on their way to beating the crap out of the Bills. Oh. The very next year after that, 94, they lost to the Niners. But yeah, that was I think the last time they faced them too. No, no. They played them again in 2021 and we already know what happened. Dak Prescott got a little too greedy, went a little too far, and that cost them the game. Dang. So we're looking for revenge. The betting line is Niners by 3.5. At home, it's 3 is about the typical home betting line, home money line or whatever, home spread standard for a home team. I think this would be very close. The Cowboys are as dangerous as they've ever been. Really, that team is crazy good. As long as their kicker can make kicks, I think they should be fine. I'm pretty sure Marr has been kicking hella field goals left and right. But wow, what are you talking about, boy? The 49ers, they're a damn good squad. I'm just gonna make sure you beat the Cowboys. Duke. Oh man, but my personal preference here, because I want to see just chaos in the championship game. I mean, if you've noticed a little trend, when the Niners, when the Cowboys beat the Niners, the last couple times they faced the Bills in the Super Bowl. Hmm. I like the Niners. I really do. Shout out to the Niners fans out there, that watch my channel and everything. But man, did you see what the Cowboys did to the freaking Bucks? You know? Like, maybe God. They took Brady behind the woodshed, bro. They turned the goat into lamb chops, man. My God. But I mean, I want to see chaos in the freaking because I like the Niners. The Niners and Giants, Niners Giants, NFC title game would be crazy because the history those two teams have. But if we get an all NFC East conference championship, just imagine the back and forths that we will see on social media and on YouTube between the two fan bases, regardless of who it is. Cowboys and Eagles, those two teams dead ass hate each other, especially with how they played each other this year. And Cowboys Giants, that's a historic rivalry. So honestly, it doesn't matter who wins that game. I gotta go. The team is damn good, but if the Cowboys play like they did against the GOAT, yeah, it's gonna be Cowboys and either Giants or Eagles in the Super Bowl. But I mean, in the conference title game. Yeah, I'm not picking the Cowboys just because of Duke. No, I just don't know if I can trust Brock Purdy. If it was Jimmy G, I might say Niners win. But something tells me the Cowboys are probably going to win this game. This is probably the one of the best Cowboys teams we've seen in a while. Like I just said, they took the goat behind the woodshed and they turned him into lamb chops. Granted that Bucks team was hella mid all year. They should not have been in the damn playoffs. No, they got lucky because the Panthers and the Falcons freaking sold. Well, the refs kind of helped the Bucks, against the Falcons with that BS freaking roughing the passer call, and the Panthers just couldn't do it right. Couldn't beat the Bucks at the end. Oh man! But just looking at the two teams, I gotta go Cowboys. I'm gonna say Cowboys squeak it out by a field goal, which I'm sure that would be a great redemption story for Brett Maher after yesterday. But I'm gonna go them boys by less than a touchdown. But I would not be shocked if the Niners won this game. I really wouldn't. That team is lit. It's legit. It's a damn good squad too. But I don't know, man. I just don't know about the Niners with Brock Purdy right now. I just don't. And I'm not saying this just because Duke's in the damn chat. I could care less. If he wasn't here, I would probably still pick Cowboys. I'm just saying. Schwartz time? Oh yeah. What's up, kid? Gotta get some on my nose. What's up, guys? The guy's opinion. I'm going to boo at the Warriors. Of course you will, Jacob. Of course you will. Of course you will. You're Curry a fraud. You say Curry, you're fraud. Yeah. What's up? What's up, man of destruction? But yeah, the Cowboys, they're going to be a damn good team. But I'm telling you, they got a formidable foe this week. Let's take a look at the Niners real quick. Niners playoff history. Again, very, historic. As soon as it comes up here on friggin' Football Reference. Okay, here we go. So overall, 5 Super Bowls, just like their counterpart this week, just like their adversary. They're 6-2 in wild card round, 18-8 in the divisional round, 7-10 in the conference championship, and 5-2 in the Super Bowl. And they're trying to goes. But like I said, be loving the most mid division ever to dominating the NFC West. I'll tell you one thing. I was in a stream with a Niners fan, friend of mine, when the trade happened. And he got so like excited. I was like, wow, must be nice, right? That's how I felt when we got Cooper. You know, when we traded for Amari, I was like, oh my god. Same thing with Deshaun too. I didn't expect it, especially the Amari thing. The funniest thing about the Deshaun one though was I literally, like I said, I mentioned this before. I made a video like a few days prior, if that, saying, "Oh yeah, we're out of the Deshaun sweepstakes. Time to look elsewhere. Who are we gonna get? Jimmy G? Are we gonna try for Derek Carr or someone else? Are we gonna run it back with Baker?" And then, literally, what, a day or two, maybe 3 later, boom, Deshaun Watson trade happens. That was probably the craziest day I've seen on Brown's Twitter. Maybe not ever, but definitely it's up there. Uh, I about freaking cried for joy. I didn't expect it either. I did not expect that to happen. But yeah, Jacob, I'm reading your first comment. I think you and I both, we are definitely rooting for it on the Bengals' downfall. Yep. I'm rooting for the Bungles' downfall. I'm praying on their downfall so hard. Expensive towel boy in the NFL. Okay, Paulie. Okay. Okay, buddy. Uh huh. Yep. Cowboy. Wow. Okay, buddy. Anyways, let's talk about the teams that were bounced. So, first off, we got the Chargers. So, let's go Los Angeles Chargers. The Chokers. Tell me why I almost put in Los Angeles Chokers in the freaking search bar. So, they're now 12. I don't think they ever want to talk about that Super Bowl, but yeah, they're 0-1 in the bowl. And the last time they made the bowl, yeah, like I said earlier, they fired their OC, Joe Lombardi. They fired a couple other coaches as well. And yeah, there. Now let's talk about another team that lost. That being the Minnesota Vikings. What happened? Oh yeah, Seattle. Let's talk about Seattle too. Yeah, I can't forget about the damn Seahawks, right? Let's talk about Seattle first because they were the first game that happened. Then I'll talk about the damn Vikings. And you already know we're going to wrap it up with the Dolphins as well. Just going through the playoff history. The picks are already made. If you want to know who I picked, I went Chiefs, Eagles, Bills, and them boys. So we're going to get Chiefs and Bills, Eagles and Cowboys in the Super Bowl in the conference title games. Man, if we wind up getting Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl. The Kelsey brothers going at each other. Oh my God, bro. Team that he coached for many years in the Super Bowl against, oh my God. Ooh, that would be spicy. Like the content that would come from, I don't know too many, Chiefs video makers. There was like one, but he just vanished out of nowhere. Chief Urag, he completely vanished. I don't know where he went, but I know there's a ton of Eagle video makers that would be going nuts the whole week of the Super Bowl. And I know the Kelseys have a podcast, so that would be some spicy stuff. But anyways, Seattle Seahawks, 17-19 overall, one playoff win, 3 appearances, one championship in the game where they absolutely destroyed Peyton Manning. 9-7 in the wild card, 4-9 in divisional, 3-1 in the conference championship, 1-2 in the Super Bowl. Of course, they should be 2-1, but yeah, they passed it in the goal line when they should have given it to Marshawn. Tough. Now we're going to talk about the next team being the Miami Dolphins, who haven't done a damn thing in so long. Actually, crazy. They haven't won a playoff game in God knows how long. They've only made the playoffs a handful of times since the 1990s, I'm pretty sure. 6-7 in the wild card round, 7-10 in the divisional, 5-2 in conference title games, and 2-3 in the Super Bowl. They have not won a playoff game since 2000, and it's now been 20 Ravens again, Steelers and Bills. Literally 3 of the last 4 losses have come to the AFC North. And I know they ain't trying to see the Browns in the damn playoffs. Imagine they lose all playoff games to the damn AFC North. Yikes. We'll see how they do next year. We'll see how Tua is. If he's still their quarterback, because some people think that he won't be the quarterback next year, which I think he will. Yeah, we'll see. If hopefully his brain isn't mush by now, though. 3 concussions in the same year. That's not healthy. Duh. All right. Minnesota Vikings. Oh, man. Minnesota. What happened? How do you lose to Danny Dimes? What's up, Salvador? Jags Chiefs is an awesome game. Yeah, it should be a fun game. People are going to hate on it, but it should be a fun game. Pulling for AF. I'm not pulling for the Bengals. I'm praying on their downfall. I want them to get blown out this week. The fans have been talking a lot. They've been big chested. They damn near lost to Tyler Huntley. Come on now. But again, the Vikings are 21-31 overall in the playoffs. No appearance, no Super Bowls. They have 4 appearances. They were 8 in the wild card. Of course, they lost to the Giants this year. That's tough. That's just tragic. They've had some tragic losses too. I don't think there's a loss as tragic as the 2015 playoffs. In the frigid cold at the University of Minnesota Stadium. Wide left. Even, what was it, Paul Allen or whoever their color guy on the radio is, just loses mind. Like, get in like that. Well, it just did. And since then, you beat the Saints. You actually beat them twice in a row, or 2 times in a row when you made the playoffs. Didn't make it in 2018. But you beat them 29-24 and 26-20 in the wild card in 2017 and 19. That's nice. And then you lose to the Eagles 38-7. Then you lose to the Giants 27-10. Niners that week, we would probably have Robert Saleh right now. Because I remember there was a video before the game of Robert Saleh on the phone walking out to the field pregame. People had a theory that he was talking to the Browns about what would happen if they lose. No, they didn't lose. Maybe that's why they didn't lose, because he didn't want to go to the damn Browns. It wouldn't surprise me. Maybe he goes to the damn Jets. Wow. Oh well. Jets are a good team though. Got a good future ahead of them if they can get their quarterback situation straightened around. Because I don't know how good they're going to be with old Zach Wilson. But yeah, we'll see if the Vikings can get back there next year. This was the best season they've had in a while. Kind of fraudulent, if you ask me, though. They were like 11-0 in the regular season and close to like one score games, and then they lose this one. That's tough. All right, moving on. We got the Baltimore Ravens. We already know about them. Not as long of a history as a lot of the teams. They've only been around, of course, since 1996. Thanks a lot, Art Modell. Still hate you though. I think we're forever gonna hate that loser until we win a Super Bowl, and then we'll be like, we still hate you, but the venom's kind of gone away. They are 16-12 in the playoffs. So this, I'm gonna head out. So you look at the Buccaneers playoff history, and they have actually pretty good history as of late. Of course, with Tom Brady being there now. 11. Of course, they whole trend of teams playing the Super Bowl in their own stadium, which only lasted 2 years because Arizona was definitely not. We'll see how they do with their new coach, whoever that may be. They hired their new GM. Got his hands full though with this offseason, but yeah, Buccaneers. We'll see what happens with Brady. See if he retires or maybe goes to a different team. But yeah, the Bucks got an interesting offseason ahead of them. But that is pretty much going to wrap it up. Just a quick refresher. I'm going with the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Bills, and the Cowboys. So pretty much 3 of the 4 home teams. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to head on out of here. Have a good rest of your night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Cavs and Grizzlies. Until then, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out. Let's see what Jim Schwartz